Okay, welcome back. We are looking to graph from the basic equation of y equals mx plus b. So these are linear equations that we're graphing on an xy axis. I've got my x-axis, my y-axis. I've labeled my scale. Here's my origin at 0, 0. And here is what one unit looks like. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going up the y-axis, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's look at equation A. So if we have an equation in this form, y equals mx plus b, we can think of it as that this equation is beginning at the b, beginning. I like to think of it as where it begins. And also here, this m here is my slope. So I have a beginning point and I have a slope from that beginning point. If you wanted to graph what 2/3 x plus 2 looks like, which is a, we're going to start at 2. We're going to go to our y-axis and we're going to locate what 2 is. And so this is our starting point. We can see that because if we put a 0 in for x, it's going to wipe all this out. And so our y value, when x equals 0, our corresponding y value or output will be a 2. So we're really plotting 0, 2. And that's what this is. If we remember here, I scratched it out, but our slope is 2/3. So we're going to go from this point, we're going to go up 2, and we're going to go over 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be our next point. So theoretically, we could dash through there. We continue up 2, over 3. 1, 2, 3. And that would be our line that's being formed with this little staircase. Up 2 to the right 3, up 2 to the right 3. But what comes, or what happens when you have to go down the stairs? Because you don't want to just graph on one side of the axis. So we can look at this 2/3. We can look at it as -2 over -3. Because if you notice, that still results in a positive 2/3. But what this allows us to do, if this allows us to go up the hill, this is going to allow us to come down the hill. So from that same point where we started, instead of going up 2 to the right 3, we're going to go down 2, left 3, 1, 2, 3, and put a point there. So that's going to bring us down. We can continue that, down 2, left 3, 1, 2, 3, and that will finish our line. So what we did is we started at 2, we moved from there, we went up 2 to the right 3, up 2 to the right 3. But then we also said we can also go down the hill. We did it this way. Again, from here we can go down 2, left 3, and we'll catch all those points once again. Now there's points all along here, but these are what I like to say, those are our integer points. Alright, let's continue on B. This one has a y-intercept of 4 and a slope of -2. Because when x equals 0, this is going to wipe out. When x equals 0, y is going to equal 4. So we're going to start at 0, 4, which is right here. From there, we're going to do a slope of 2. Now nothing is offered underneath. So we're going to put our invisible 1. What that's telling us is that our slope is -2 over 1. This is what we have so far, -2 over 1. From that point, we're going to go down 2 to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. And that creates this equation, this graph right here. Now like in the same example, we went down 2 to the right 1. We can also take and flip all those signs. This negative make it positive, and this positive make it negative. We still have a -2. But that tells us to go up 2 and left 1. And just like in this example, we can also alternate our signage, and this way we climb up the hill, where this one of these brings us up, one of these brings us down. Let's not get into that. Let's go here to this guy, C, because we're approaching our 4.5 minute mark. So we're starting to get into ridiculously long YouTube video. Let's go to -3. 1, 2, 3. Start our equation right there at -3. Now we're going to do a slope of -3/4, which means down 3 to the right 4. So from that starting point of -3, down 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. and that would be our next point. We can continue that all the way down, and so on and so forth. Or we can alternate our signage, make this a positive 3 over negative 4, which means to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's our line. And it just continues. All right, let's see if we can make sense of this one. It's getting really messy in here. Let's go to 2, 1, 2, starts right there. That's where our other equation started, but we can start there as well. So there's our starting point. From there, we're going to do a slope of 1/5, which means up 1 to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it looks like this. Or we can make it, change all the signs, make that a negative, make that a negative. You'll see that it's the same thing. It's still 1/5. This means down 1, left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's our other point in that direction. And so there's that equation right here. So this is much messy, but hopefully you learn that if you are graphing y equals mx plus b, you have a starting place along the y-axis with a slope of whatever's given. Whatever that coefficient or the number in front of the x is, that is what you're going to use as your slope, 1/5. We also learned that we can alternate the signs and go the other way, -1, -5. But all those points will be on that line. Thank you, and if you need more videos, you can email me here at ariasrick@hotmail.com. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope you learned something. Thank you.